easy go.
Greetings, looters and shooters. Dead Cowboy here with a Vault 76 guide to workshops, and specifically the Gorge Junkyard workshop. I hope to do a little build guide, basic on each workshop as I come across them. But this one is by far one of my favorites, and probably the best one early on, and even into the end game it doesn't really lose its appeal. So when you first come up to one of these workshop locations, it is important to know you need to figure out where the workshop itself is at and claim it. Now, if it's already claimed by another player, you'll have to revoke their claim and then add your own claim, in which case you are also opening yourself up to PvP from them. So brace yourself. Also, if there's enemies within the claimable territory, you will have to clear them out, and that means NPCs. Now, I built these concrete walls around the outside, obviously, to prevent players from just being able to walk in to take the claim from me. And then I also put a lock to this door. Now, this is an important point because the game itself does not make it clear how to lock things. But if you go into your build, click tab to back up real quick, you'll see on the bottom left there it says press F to lock, in which case you can add a lock to this and other containers, believe it or not. This one already has a level 3 lock, which is about the only level 3 lock we're going to carry out. So now you might be wondering yourself, perhaps you haven't played yet, whatnot, why the hell do I want a workshop? Well, this is a team place to build. Generally comes with a few workstations and whatnot, but the primary reason is that each workshop has a resource available to us. Some of them are actually already set up, and thus you just need to perform a little activity or add some generators to make it work. But in the junkyard here, we need these little resource station jobs here. One for the black titanium, one for concrete, and one for junk. Let's go ahead and place these down real quick. No, that one. Now I'm going to put a little disclaimer. It is important to note that on the right you'll see that the resources needed are green. As long as they're green, those are resources that the workshop itself already has. If you let them become gray, that means you'll start using your own personal resources. And in the current state of the game, I find myself disconnecting or crashing from time to time. It's gotten a bit better with the recent patch, and I imagine that in the near future they will get most of, if not all, the issues with performance resolved quickly enough. Now, each of these extractors here require 10 power, which basically means I need 2 of these mediums or 4 smalls. And then if you have to go with the smalls because for some reason, I think you start with the mediums, but say you want to go a little cheaper on your resources or such, for whatever reason, if you choose to use 4 smalls, you'll end up with an excess of 2 power. Now, as far as defenses go, to keep the costs down to my personal junk, I only put 1 turret by each resource site and 1 by that door, as you saw earlier. So there you go. So all it cost me to do this entire build so far was a little bit of steel, and steel is one of the things I never worry about losing. I had to like bulk and sell all my excess steel because I just end up with so much steel that it's not a problem. Now, periodically, as you're holding these things, it will come under attack by NPCs and or players. The players, that's just based off players, but you are almost guaranteed about once every hour or two to have an NPC wave event happen at your workstation while you have it under claim. For this one, it seems to be mole rats, pack of dogs, occasionally scorched, and I think the most common one for me is the robots. None of which are all that difficult. Sometimes they derp up and you have to hunt them down to clear the event out. But needless to say, all they do is they'll shoot at your generators and your resource. Once again, I like to put these little pokey sticks all up in this front room just in case somebody has the there is a mutation that allows you to jump like Michael Jordan. And obviously this will not stop a determined player. These pokey sticks are easily destroyed, but it will annoy them and slow them down. And the moment that they cause damage, you get an alert. So as far as available workshops by default, we have a chem station here, and there's also one of the earliest I've found armor workstations over there. So upon that, about the only thing else that I can add to this, which I'm going to do right now, just because I forgot, is I like to put a little stash, which you can put inside or outside. I generally try to keep as much of my stuff stashed away because I don't want people hanging out or continually coming back to the junkyard. They either want them to come try to fight me for it and take it, or I want them to just carry on, go to their own way. I don't want people hanging out and using my hub as their hub, and because eventually they might seem nice at first, but eventually they're going to be like, you know what, I'm going to try to take this from you. So I feel it necessary to just kind of dissuade people from wanting to hang out, make it not worth their effort and time. So with that said, guys, oh, well, before I end that, I am trying to make this a short video, but I do want to put a quick announcement that I'll go through. We have the black titanium, guys. This is like the easiest way to get the black titanium is just hold this down for an hour or two. You don't even have to be here at this point. I can go off, do quests and whatnot. I don't generally have problems with the people trying to capture it. I really don't. But with that being said, we also have concrete for those of you who want to build. It's also a great source of money, I have found, because I was dumping out my stash. I realized I had like 900 concrete because I love holding a junkyard for junk. And of course then we have the junk right here. This is probably one of the most valuable things here besides the black titanium. This will give you junk of all types. It's kind of random and it seems a little slow. I feel like you should give a little more junk for what you're doing here. But with that being said, that pretty much puts a solid breakdown on this workshop. I hope you guys like. If you find it helpful, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what I should add if you think I should be more elaborate. I was trying to keep it simple and keep the cost within the frame of the workshop. Because I don't know about you guys, but I do disconnect quite a bit and it can be kind of frustrating. But even more frustrating is losing resources. So it's been my philosophy since I've started doing this game with the workshops at any rate, is to try to keep everything within the budget of the workshop itself. With that said, guys, some last minute little announcements. I apologize for being slow for the upload. I know it's 2 weeks since my last upload. I'm going to be uploading this one today, and hopefully I can get right into the new one. I am going to be doing a Let's Play series. I just hadn't run to it just because of all the initial issues. It's starting to get fixed, so I'm hoping at this point we'll have enough of a polish by the time I get to some of the other bugs I know about. They'll be fixed as well. So I didn't want to, like, you know, I like the game. It's been a buggy mess at the beginning, but that's Bethesda for you. That's, you know, just how it goes with them, and that's not really that big of a deal. So So with that, guys, until next time, bye.